Juniper Townsend died of carbon monoxide poisoning at the ripe old age of 22. She went to bed one night after a dinner of wine and pizza and never woke up. The first night, her spirit stood on the pond behind her mother's house. She was dressed in the University of South Carolina t-shirt and shorts she wore to bed, her black hair secured in a ponytail. "Hello?" she called into thick fog and cattails around her. There came no reply. Bitter cold was her only companion in that loneliest of lonely. It pervaded her being until it was the only sensation she felt, apart from the numbing dread that held her in place. Is anyone there? And she couldn't, for the life of her, figure out why or how she stood on the surface of water. Shadows of what might have been fish swam and slithered beneath shimmering ripples. She thought, this must be a dream. Afraid to move, Juniper pondered how much colder she could get if submerged in the murky depths below her feet. She tried to will herself awake. When that didn't work, she chanced a step, and then another. The spring air was heavy with the smell of leaves and blooming flowers. Toads and crickets sang in tune with the gentle lap of pond water at the bank. Juniper walked onto grass. She remembered sleeping in the carriage house behind her mother's house, so she headed in that direction. No stars dotted the sky. No moon lit the way. The lawn up to the carriage house lay open in darkness. To her left, to her right, no lamps lit the windows, as if the world had shut her out in the gloom. So much alone, inexplicable sadness filled her. The closer she came to the last place she remembered being, the more she feared what she might find. Something was, oh, so very wrong. She came to the door, which opened with the slightest push. She moved quietly through dark rooms to stand over her lifeless body in the bed. Juniper appeared to be sleeping. That was all. There was no visible trauma, only ashen skin and perhaps some darkness around her eyes. "Wake up," she commanded her mortal shell, and concentrated as though she might control it from outside. She recalled reading about out-of-body experiences. Maybe that was the explanation. She held on to denial for a while, contemplating the various possibilities for the cause of her predicament. Denial is a shade of hope, in a way. "You're dead, you know," a voice like a small child said from the shadows behind her. Juniper wheeled around. "Who's there?" A blonde, cherubic girl in jeans, a pink sweater, and matching knitted hat stepped into the muted light streaming from the window. "It's okay. We all die." Those words, spoken with such ease from the rosebud lips of a child, shattered the final fragment of hope. Juniper's dread gave way to bottomless despair. From the first flutter of perception at the center of the pond, she had already known, deep down. Spirits always know. There would be no return to college, no more dates, no more jogging wooded trails or afternoons spent in the library or the coffee shop. Normal had become a faraway dream. Reality was a harsher place in which she had nothing, no heartbeat and no future. She touched her face, her physical face, on the pillow.